when the Holy Angel Sword and the Dark Devil Sword are placed in front of me at the same time. I picked up the Devil's Sword without hesitation. It's not that I don't want to choose Angel Sword, but among the two, only the Demon Sword resonated with me. However, I am not surprised by this, because this seems to be destined somewhere. Even if it were to happen again, you would still choose me. In my previous life, I relied on the Demon Sword to become the strongest assassin in the Empire, and my brother was recognized by the Sword of Light, became the strongest holy swordsman in the Empire. My father once taught me to assist my brother throughout my life, become my brother's shadow. I keep this sentence firmly in my heart. In the remaining 20 years of my life, I try my best to clear all obstacles that are not beneficial to my brother, whether it is the battle for imperial succession, still facing the sneak attack from the Demon King's army, or it could be a continental unification war. I did everything for my brother behind the scenes. As a result, my family has completely reached the pinnacle of the empire, became the first family in mainland China. My brother Escher also succeeded as the head of the family. However, the first thing he did when he became the head of the family was to design to kill me. At this moment, I was seriously injured and looked at Escher helplessly. I saw the disgust and fear for me in his eyes. I finally understand. He is regarded as a hero by people, actually afraid of his own brother, just because my strength far exceeded his not long ago. Next second, he wielded the Sword of Light and wielded the last sword against me, just when I thought I would die unwillingly like this. Unexpectedly, I opened my eyes and saw my mother-in-law Emily appearing in front of me. But wasn't it 30 years ago when I last saw her? And the layout of the room is exactly the same as when I was a child. I was reborn when I was 10 years old. Just when I was stunned, Emily's voice came. Little master, you are procrastinating because you don't want to go to dual training, right? Dual training. Hear this. My thoughts go back to the previous life. I am from the Werther family. The Wick family holds a dual training for the family children every year. And today, my opponent is my half-brother Escher. Before I became an assassin in my previous life, my strength is far weaker than Escher. Therefore, he was crushed by him without any suspense in this duel. From then on, my father became completely disappointed in me, put all family expectations on Escher. I still feel a little incredible about my rebirth. Is this a dream before death? However, it wasn't until I went to the family competition field and touched the sword in my hand. I was immediately stunned, because the weight of the iron sword seems extremely real in my hands at this moment. This is not a dream. I really went back to the past. At this moment, Escher and I boarded A. He looked at me a little theatrically. Stupid brother, I thought you didn't dare to come up. Following my father's way represents the official start of this duel. Escher immediately raised his sword and came towards me with all his strength, but I still stood motionless. Escher immediately seemed extremely excited. In his view, this was a sign that I gave up on my own initiative. Then all he needs to do is give me a good beating. However, in my eyes, Escher's attacks are as slow as a snail, so lazy to make memories. Then I moved my steps slightly. He turned sideways and easily dodged his full blow. I looked at Escher on the ground coldly. At this moment, I just need to hold the sword against his neck. Can easily win this game. However, I naturally won't plan to let this guy go so easily. I faced Escher's lifeblood with a ruthless blow. After the duel training is over, my father ordered me to go see him alone. I can feel that my father attaches great importance to me this time, because he sent a charter rider to escort me there. But on the way to his father's study, I met Escher's mother. At this moment, she obviously hates me very much, because not long ago I beat her son so hard. I don't want to deal with this troublesome woman, so I said hello to her and passed by her. However, her words at the next moment made me freeze in place, because she started insulting my mother. Your mother is a shameless woman. It seems like mother, like son. You make me sick just like your mother. A murderous intention surged into my heart. She has touched my bottom line, but I have no time to talk to her now. But I will make her pay for these words, because I will repay her son twice as much. After seeing my intention, she abandoned her skills and came to kill me. But I was blocked by the senior knight beside me. Madame Gongjue urgently summoned her. I don't think we can delay any more time here. We are leaving now. Seeing this, Escher's mother had no choice but to stop keeping her company. The screen changes. I came to my father's study just as I expected. William Vate came to me precisely because of what happened during the jutsu training. In her opinion, his performance during the duel was clearly a swordsman genius. I could see through the trajectory of Escher's gray sword with just one glance, and dodged it with ease. However, William Wood had never seen his youngest son practice swordsmanship before. He even showed some resistance to the sword. William Wood asked me strangely, "You obviously have such outstanding talents. Why was it hidden before?" Regarding this, I sheepishly spared my head and replied, "Because I don't want to attract too much attention from others." Hear this answer. William Wood nodded approvingly, but the next second, his words suddenly changed. "But then why did you beat your brother in the competition field? You can obviously win directly." Literary. I know this is William Wood's test for me. He is testing my ability. After thinking for a moment, I replied calmly, "I just want to prove that I am better than my brother Escher, although we have the same blood." Hear this answer. William Wood seemed quite satisfied. Then he said that he could agree to my request. "This is my reward for winning the game." In my bedroom, Emily looked at me in shock. "What? You actually said you wanted to go to the front line?" After getting my affirmative answer, Emily thinks I'm even more crazy. The front lines of the Imperial battlefield are filled with evil and terrifying demonic beasts. But my father has not fully agreed to this matter. Instead, a condition was put forward. Must prove to him within a month that he has the ability to go to the front line. So I need to become stronger during this time. I am still too weak now. Fortunately, I can now feel that there is a trace of magic in my body. Just keep training it my way. Can increase a large section of combat power in a short period of time. However, at this moment, the door to my room was suddenly knocked open, and it was my sister Alice who came in. He was also the person closest to me in the family in my previous life. It's not because I am an illegitimate child, and like other family members, they look down on me. Next second, Alice mentioned my Ely angrily. I heard that you asked your father to send you to the front line. Are you crazy? It seems that defeating Escher made you hot-headed. This matter must not be done. Then Alice forcibly dragged me to an open place. She asked me one last time, do we have to go to the front line? After getting my affirmative reply, Alice actually pulled out the sword directly. If you could break me, I will let you go. Otherwise, just stay at home. See this? I had no choice but to pull out the sword. Next moment, Alice leaned over and rushed towards me. I quickly held my sword to resist Alice's attack. The huge impact made my arms numb. However, Alice was even more shocked. How is it possible? She actually blocked. She is really only 10 years old, although the blade of the rapier is very light. However, she deflected my common attacks cleanly. This made Alice feel humiliated. He was actually blocked by his brother who was 10 years younger than him. It seems that my good brother's intuition is better than I thought. I suddenly felt bad. I thought I was finished. Alice, are you okay? I tried to evoke the last trace of maternal glory in Alice. However, the next moment, a storm of sword attacks came towards me. This makes me feel a little bit of danger. Subconsciously used the moves from his previous life as an assassin. The sword in my hand easily evaded Alice's slash. However, the direction of the sword was actually towards Alice's neck. This blow is fatal. After reacting, I rushed to change the direction of the sword. This also puts me at a disadvantage instantly, knocked back several meters away by Alice's sword. However, at this moment, I finally breathe a sigh of relief because of my assassin sword skills. Basically all are one-hit kill moves. If I hadn't just reversed the direction of the sword, it is very possible to kill Alice. But I also exhausted my energy. A feeling of exhaustion swept through my body. This body is too weak. I have reached my limit. However, what is even more terrifying is that Alice has completely turned dark at this moment. It's over. It's over. It's really over now. My sister, please be gentle. At this moment I have no retreat. At this moment when thousands of troops are about to attack, finally a figure rushed up. One hand caught me in the air. The other hand holds the scabbard. Easily defused Alice's full blow. The person coming is none other than Senior Knight Oleg. Oleg is the fighting strength of the entire family. Only as powerful as my father. Miss Alice, are you too harsh on a 10-year-old child? At this moment I finally took a long breath. From the beginning, I discovered that Oleg was hiding in the dark. Now it finally appears. Alice finally came back to her senses. What did she do? Alice hugged me into her arms. Sorry, Sean, I just lost my temper. Next second, Alice actually started crying like a child. I just want to stop you from going to the front line. Although Alice is apologizing to me, but I have no complaints at all, because it looks like her. Alice is a member of all subjects in the Noble Academy. The best of the best who all get full marks. The most important thing is, her beauty is amazing, so people call her the child of God. Together with Escher, he is considered the guardian of the future continent. However, not long after she joined the Knights of Light, but he was brutally killed. So far, the only person in the family who was good to me is gone. I hugged Alice a little harder. I miss you, sister. I will definitely protect you this time. I still have a lot more to say to Alice, but after overdrafting the body, a strong feeling of fatigue came over me at this moment. I just lay on Alice and fell asleep. The next day, while waiting for me to wake up, Alice has returned to the aristocratic school. In the next 2 weeks, I also started my own physical training. At this moment, the maid Emily walked in. Master Sean, Miss Alice, sent a package. Then Emily opened the package and inside was a bottle that looked extremely disgusting. Liquid. This is exactly the demon blood that I entrusted my sister to help me collect later. The blood of Demon Mon is considered poisonous due to its troubling smell, but only I know. Demon blood can enhance the magic and strength of people who take it. Next moment, I forced myself to vomit and enter. This restless force in my body makes me particularly excited. Then I told Emily that I wanted to go out. As soon as the scene changed, I came to a deserted forest behind the castle. I have been waiting for this day for 2 full weeks. Today, Oleg is not in the family. Finally got a chance to come here alone. There is an ancient temple hidden under this forest. In my last life, I only found out about this later. I gathered the magic power in the palm of my hand and slapped it to the ground. The entire ground suddenly collapsed, and a deep passage was exposed in front of me. I slowly walked down. This ancient temple was originally used to worship gods, but it completely disappeared from the eyes of the world because of the war between gods and demons 300 years ago. It was not until 20 years later that I could see the light of day again, and my rebirth completely changed this period of history. I looked up. The angel sword is placed in the center of the charm. If everything develops according to the original historical trajectory, this sword will eventually possess Esh. I will also die in the hands of the sword. I reached out and touched the angel sword. As expected, nothing happened. This also means that the angel sword does not recognize me. I then turned around and walked towards the other side. Where there is light, there is bound to be dark. At first glance, most normal people would think that this is just the shadow of the sword of light. However, I am the only one who knows very well that this is not a shadow but a path leading to another sword altar. As I pour magic into the center, the next moment a hidden door appeared in front of me. I walked inside. Finally see you again. The moment when the demon sword Kalam grasps the hilt, I feel that the magic power in my body resonates strongly with the demon sword. Is this destined? Kalam. Then I waved Kalam around in the air. Is this guy still awake? The next moment a strange black mist appeared in front of my eyes. Jean opened his mouth and said said to me. Do you know what it means to wake up the sleeping demon sword? I responded calmly. Does this mean this sword is mine now? Black mist no longer pays attention to me, but it's coming towards me. It seems like it will swallow me up in the next second. I reached out and grabbed the void. Squeeze his neck tight, I said calmly. You were not so reckless in your last life. He looked extremely shocked. Why can he touch his own entity? Because I am your master, Demon Sword Karam. However, he will naturally not be willing to accept an arbitrary little brat as his master. He will attack me again. Seeing this, I won't say anything more. Is it difficult for me to control the devil's sword? The next second, Kalam immediately knelt towards me uncontrollably. I asked again, do you accept me as your master now? No, don't accept humans. Devil sword control master. I accept. After getting the demon sword, it's time for me to go back too. Staying away for too long will arouse unnecessary suspicion. At this moment, Kalam turned into a little devil and appeared next to me. It's been a long time since I breathed fresh air. By the way, little master, what is your name? My name is Sean. While I was chatting with Kalam, already reached the angel sword. According to the original trajectory, it will be 20 years before his master appears. Kalam complained, saying it as if you know the future. But then my eyes suddenly became sharp. Clap your hands and cut off half of the hilt of the angel sword. And this part of the sword hilt is also held in my hand. Kalam was immediately frightened and turned pale. What are you going to do? I smiled evilly. This will make things more promising in the future.